snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hi guys! So I am here today to do a book haul because I missed my Friday reads last week because I was very busy on Friday catching up on various things, and then also had an event on Friday evening at Foyles in London for Gallant's pre-party, which was really great fun. I have done an entire vlog and little chat about everything that happened with Gallant's Fest, so you will be seeing that if you haven't already very soon. I won't go into too much detail about that, but basically I was busy on Friday, and so the books have been piling up. I also went shopping on Sunday with a few friends and bought some books, so we've got a book haul. And that's always a good thing. So let's get started. The first thing that arrived in the post and was pretty exciting is this. It is The Science of Game of Thrones, and it's by Helen Keane. And this came with a whole load of stickers, which are really awesome and cute. This is a non-fiction book all about Game of Thrones and the science behind it. It's quite a short one, which is quite exciting. It's a beautiful design all the way around. And it says, do dragons actually exist? What really happened when royal families interbred? Can you really kill someone with molten gold? And how does wildfire win wars? Where can you find a direwolf? So it sounds like a pretty fun read. Inside here, there are illustrations every now and then, as you can probably see on some of the pages. So I'm quite excited about giving this a go. I hope it'll be a lot of fun. And I'm probably going to read this in November because I am planning to do Non-Fiction November, which is an ongoing thing that happens each year. So hopefully, if I haven't got to it before, I will definitely get to it in November. So thank you to Hachette for sending this out to me. It's actually published by Coronet, who are an imprint of theirs. And I'm very excited to read this one, and hopefully I will like it. So that's the first. The next thing I got is from Abrams and Chronicles, and they sent this out to me because I requested it quite a long time ago, and it's soon to be published, so they sent this out. Words both strange and lovely from around the world, and it's written by Yi Lum Mak and illustrated by Kesley Garati Riley, and the illustrations within this are fantastic. I mean, the cover is stunning anyway, but when you go inside the book, lovely end papers, just like stripy, full colour on almost every page. It's so beautiful. I love the style and I cannot wait. And basically it tells you all about different words as it suggests. So if I open it to a random page, we have Resfeber, which is a Swedish noun. The restless race of the traveller's heart before the journey begins, when anxiety and anticipation are tangled together, a travel fever that can manifest as an illness. So it sounds pretty fun, and they have a beautiful illustration to accompany it. So I'm really looking forward to this. It is super short, but I think it's going to be a fantastic little read. Next up, I have some books that I was given by Gallant's. They were sent to me and given to me at Gallant's Fest and just before Gallant's Fest. So the first one is this one, which is The Massacre of Mankind, and it's by Stephen Baxter. This one I picked up on the Friday night of the Gallant's pre-party. It was a lot of fun, and apparently this is pitched as a sequel to War of the Worlds. It sounds pretty catastrophic, and I'm looking forward to reading it, but I go into a bit more detail on this in the actual Gallant's Fest video I'm doing, so I'll let you hear about it there. The next 4 books I was so amazed by when they turned up in the post. I got this box about this size, and I thought, I haven't really ordered anything that would merit a box that size. What could this be? And I opened it, and within were 4 amazing 10th anniversary editions of books, which are super cool. So they were Scott Lynch, The Lies of Locke Lamora, which is a coppery colour, as you can see. The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson, which is a kind of gold, beautiful cover. There you can see the town at the bottom. The Blade itself by Joe Abercrombie, which is book 1 in his first Law series, and I've read it already and really enjoyed it. And the final one they sent me was The Stormcaller by Tom Lloyd, which I've not read yet, but it has a dragon on the front and it sounds pretty cool. It says, a land ruled by prophecy and the whims of gods, a man at the heart of a war he barely understands. He wields powers he may never be able to control. He's fighting for survival in a time of revenge, and it sounds pretty awesome, and I cannot wait to check this one out. I love the cover. I hope the book lives up to the hype that I have going in now that I've seen him in the flesh talking at Gallant's Fest, and now that I've read the blurb and it sounds pretty awesome. Hopefully it will be really good fun. We shall soon find out. So thank you to Gallant's for sending those to me because they were a massive surprise and I really loved them. So I can't wait to check them all out and display them on my shelf behind me. The next few I have are graphic-y things. So the first one is this one. It's called Lake of Fire by Nathan Fairbairn and Matt Smith. It's the first issue in a new Image series. I like Image a lot. I tend to enjoy their stuff, so I thought I would give this a go. And I looked at the artwork and it looks like a pretty fun one. I don't really know much more about it than it's knights. We'll just have to see what this one is about once I actually read it and get to it. Hopefully I'll like it, but you never really know. So I just bought the one issue to try it out. The next one I picked up whilst I was with my friend Maddie in London. We were doing some book shopping after we'd been to an event up there. And Eleanor had been talking about this a while back now. I think a few months ago she read this, but she really said that she enjoyed it. And this is The Beauty by Jeremy Hahn, Jason A. Hurley and John Rauch. And she said it was a lot of fun. It does look a bit gruesome, as you can see by the cover. Modern society is obsessed with outward beauty. What if there was a way to guarantee you could become more and more beautiful every day? What if it was a sexually transmitted disease? In the world of the beauty, a physical perfection is only one sexual encounter away. The vast majority of the population has taken advantage of it, but detectives Vaughan and Foster will soon discover it comes at a terrible cost. Now they'll have to find their way past corrupt politicians, vengeful federal agents, and a terrifying mercenary out to collect the price on their heads. Sounds pretty fun. I'm hoping that the art within is like sort of what I like. It looks pretty nice, so hopefully it'll be a good story. I'm going to trust you, Eleanor, and hope that it'll be good. The next few I picked up on Sunday. After we'd finished our panels for Gallants Fest, we went out and did a little bit of shopping in Orbital and in Forbidden Planet, so I picked up a few of these books. The first one is a novella. It's part of the Tor novella range, and every time I go into Forbidden Planet in London, they have a few Tor novellas, which are quite hard to get hold of here. You have to import them from the US, so whenever I see them, I'm always very tempted. And this is by Marie Brennan, and it was on my anticipated releases list. It's called Cold Forged Flame. It's only about 100 pages, and it says, "The sound of the horn pierces the Acheron, shattering the stillness of that realm. It is a summons, a command. There is will, there is need, and so, in reply, there is a woman. At the beginning, no, at the end, she appears, full of fury and bound by chains of prophecy, setting off on an unexplained quest that she is compelled to complete, and facing unnatural challenges in a land that doesn't seem to exist. She will discover the secrets of herself or die trying." There's more, but I don't want to read it because I don't want to spoil it. But I'm really excited to read this. As you know, Mary Brennan is the author of A Natural History of Dragons, this series just up here, and I love that series. It's fantastic, so I cannot wait to read this, and hopefully I will enjoy it. Fingers crossed. The next few I picked up in Orbital Comics, and that is Pretty Deadly, Volume 2. This is called The Bear, and I have been reading these on single issue. I think I've read most of this on single issue on Comixology, but I haven't read it all. I think I've got the last one still to read, and of course I love it, so I wanted to own the actual thing. It's a sort of weird Wild Western, spooky underworld mix of things. It's a very bizarre series. I don't think it's one for everyone, but the artwork is fantastic. And it's a really, really cool series when you go a little bit deeper into it. It's very weird, it's got some cool ideas, it's got some deep things going on, and I definitely like it. So I am very happy to now own my copy of Volume 2. The next one I picked up is Pluto Know, which is by Jeff Lemire, Emmy Lennox, and Geordie Belair. And this is one that I've had my eye on for a while. Jeff Lemire is one of the writers for Descender, which is fantastic. As you guys know, I love Descender. So I'm hopeful that I'll like this. I have already read issue number 1 on Comixology when I got it to try it out, and I really did like where it was headed. It seemed quite fun, but there was a sort of dark undertone, as you can tell by this strange hand on the front cover. It's about this group of kids who discover something quite nasty, and presumably they have to do something about it. I'm looking forward to reading it. I haven't read it all yet, so hopefully it'll be a good read overall. The next one I have is Nailbiter, volume number 1. This is by Williamson, Henderson, Guswaki, Hill and Levin, and I've heard fantastic things from Eleanor about this. I was a little bit hesitant to pick this up for a while because I don't really like horror-y kind of things, and this one sounds a little bit on the horror side, but she said it was fantastic, so I've given in and I'm going to give it a go, and hopefully it will be my cup of tea. It says, Buckaroo, Oregon has given birth to 16 of the vilest serial killers in the world. An obsessed FBI profiler investigating the town has suddenly gone missing, and now an NSA agent must work with the notorious serial killer Edward Nailbiter Warren to find his friend and solve the mystery of where do serial killers come from. Apparently this is a fantastic series. I'm going to trust Eleanor and hopefully I will think so too. The next two I picked up in a secondhand bookshop in London because they were in there and I wanted them. The first one is Vigil by Angela Slatter, who I met at Nine Worlds with Elizabeth when we went there. She's part of the Joe Fletcher Books team, and this is her most recent book, I believe, that only came out, I think, last month. I'm very excited to give this a go. She was a lovely person and it sounds like it's going to be an interesting story. Verity Fassbender has her feet in two worlds. Her mother was human and her father weird. Though she has very little power herself, she does claim an unusual strength and the ability to walk between worlds. As such a rarity, she is charged with keeping the peace between both races, ensuring the weird remain hidden from us. But now sirens are dying. Illegal wine made from the tears of human children is for sale to those weird who, against the rules, hold the old ways. And someone has released an unknown and terrifying destructive force on the streets of Brisbane. Verity must investigate before ancient forces carve our own world apart. Sounds pretty cool. Elizabeth did an interview interviewing Angela Slatter, so I will link that if you want to go and check that out and find out a little bit more about her. The next one I picked up in the same charity shop is The Garden of Stones by Mark T. Barnes, and this one had a fantastic cover. As you can see, there are like little spaceships here and like this really, really cool looking city and this big army going to sort of war. It sounds pretty cool. It says, a new epic begins. Fueled by visions promising him prolonged life and political power, the dying Khorjidin, leader of the millennia-old dynasty, has brought the nation of Shirin to civil war. But is his bright destiny assured, or do the events unfolding around him promise a more ignoble and finite future? Indris, a warrior mage of the sect, scholars, and part of a rival great house, is caught in the upheaval. Driven by loyalty and conscience to return to a city that haunts his past, Indris reluctantly accepts the task of finding a missing man, the only one able to steer the tethering nation towards peace. The celebrated warrior poet Mary touches both men's lives, one as daughter, one as lover. As her world unravels around her, can she be true to both her duty and to blood, and her own desires for freedom and happiness? It sounds pretty cool. It's published by 47 North, who are a publisher I don't really know much about, but I'm pretty excited to give it a go, and it's quite a heavy one. Hopefully I will like it. We shall soon find out. So that's an exciting new one I found. And then I have two more that I was sent. So the first of them was sent to me by Orbit, and that is The Path of the Hawk by Ian Graham, which sounds pretty awesome, I must admit. I've never heard of this author, but apparently he's written some other stuff too. The Path of the Hawk is a bloodthirsty, action-packed adventure from a master of grimdark fantasy, which sounds spot on. The Hawks are an elite unit of soldiers and spies entrusted with the most violent and unsavoury of tasks. When a man begins publishing blasphemous texts from the grave, Belus and his fellow Hawks are dispatched to investigate. But as truths turn to lies, the Hawks find themselves at the heart of a conflict whose seeds were sown millennia ago. It's quite a chunky book, but I think it sounds pretty awesome, and I'm sure that I will like it because I do tend to really enjoy most of the stuff that Orbit publishes, and they are the ones who sent it to me. So thank you to them. I hope that I will really like this and I'm looking forward to reading it. This one comes out on September 29th, so very soon. Keep your eyes open for this one. And the final one that I was sent to me by Joe Fletcher Books, and this is The Hidden People. It says, tragedy is only half a step away, and it's by Alison Littlewood. I believe this is a kind of ghosty, ghouly one, so it could be a good one to read around sort of October time when it's Halloween and stuff like that. Pretty Lizzie Higgs is gone, burned to death on her own hearth. But was she really a fairy changeling, stolen away by the hidden people under the hill as her husband insists? Albie Nirrells met his cousin Lizzie only once at the Great Exhibition in 1851, when she enchanted him under the grand glass and iron arches of the Crystal Palace. Determined to unravel the lies that surround her murder, he leaves his young wife in London and travels to the Yorkshire village where his cousin lived. Hearth Oak may look picture perfect in the blowsy, sun-drenched days of high summer, but it's steeped in superstition and older, darker beliefs. Albie is a modern man, a rational man of science, but as he begins to dig into Lizzie's death, he discovers far more than he could ever have imagined. For in this place where the old holds sway and the hidden people supposedly roam, answers are slippery and further tragedy is just half a step away. So that sounds pretty exciting and action-packed, kind of tense and dramatic. Hopefully I will really like this. I'm definitely looking forward to reading it, probably in October sometime. As I say, it sounds like a spooky read, so that seems like a good time to read it. Hopefully I'll like it. This one comes out on the 6th of October, so fairly soon again. That is it. That's everything I've got in the last week and a half, which is quite a lot actually, but luckily I was sent a lot of them. I'd love to hear if you guys have read any of these or if you're planning to pick any of the new ones that are coming out soon up, because they sound pretty awesome to me. Let me know which ones you want to see me read down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I cannot wait to see you in another video very, very soon. Bye!
Thank you for watching my video today. Go pick up a book, then come back and chat with me again.